Alright, part 2 of this video because of the length of it. We're going to be doing the left side and the trunk, and that'll be it.
Okay, we're back. Like John said, I'm going to do the trunk, the front right fender, maybe a little bit of the front end, completely weathering it so you guys can see what it looks like and how it's done. And then I'll finish everything up and we'll shoot a video of that when it's completely done so you guys can see how it looks when it's completely finished. But I hope you're getting a general idea of how that's gonna look. Hopefully it helps you out. I hope it does. So we're gonna get back at it. Using the burnt umber again. Going across. I went across the bottom of the window here. Again, it's a low spot. Water's gonna be sitting there, so I want to have some rust build up there. And again on the trunk. Not going to go crazy on the trunk, but I do want to have a good bit of area. And then I'll also show you how I make it look like it's been running down the sides or the back of the car. Try to pay close attention to the contours of the body and just imagine, you know, where the water and stuff is going to go. We'll add a little patch here. Okay. Need to get more paint. Alright. So we're just going to keep going at this. I may end up putting some decals on this at one point, I don't know yet. Depending on how it looks and how I feel. Whoops. Alright. And we'll do it over here. Across the bottom. And this is obviously going to be pretty rusty because it's one of the lowest spots on the car. It's a flat surface. So it's going to be pretty nasty. Alright. Aside from some streaks and building this up a little more, we're going to be moving on to the front. I can let that dry while I do the front. Okay. And onto the front. Alright, front fenders. Obviously they're flat. They're going to have water sitting on them. Also with the hood sitting there, you're going to have runoff from your hood. So we want to do that. I just make a quick little line. That way I know where that needs to be. I will weather the engine bay. Do that at a later point and show that to you guys after I'm done. Okay, top of the fender. Again, follow the contours of the body. Try to anyway. And like anything else, the more you do this, the better at it you'll get. If you want to practice on some scrap bodies, that's not a bad idea. I tried to do that, but then I ended up liking it so much that I ended up building a model. So, you know, you just never know. Alright. And we're going to have some down here. Trying to get as much as the big stuff done while I have my bigger brush out. And then I'll be switching to a smaller one for doing some of the runs, drips, and whatnot. Okay, we have a body line going across here. So obviously we're going to highlight that with a little bit of rust. I'm shaking a bit, don't know why. Whoops. One nice thing about these paints, they are, obviously water soluble, so if you do screw up like that, it does wipe right off. Alright, we're going to build this little corner up. Same thing with the back. And you drip down to that little area, make that bigger and darker. Have that come down and meet it. Alright, do a little bit across the top of the fender here. Or the wheel opening, I'm sorry. And then again, I'm going to do the inside, simply take it across there. Alright. And I'll do it across the top of the balance here. And we're going to have it so that it just comes down to a point. Have a couple spots. Nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. Okay.
You can keep going with the whole thing.
What's that?
So we have enough time you can do the whole thing.
Okay. I am going to have to re-hit some of these. Come on. Need paint. I'm not getting paint. There we go. Just like I did on the roof on this fender, I want to build this up. So I'm going to be going over that a few times so I can get a nice, rich, deep texture on there. I've got a thinner brush, so I'm going to have this run down beside the headlight here. And then it's going to hit this body molding and come down. And we'll do one under the headlight. Believe it or not, I actually do talk to myself like I am now when I'm doing this, because I'm a bit strange. But I think we all are in some way or another. Okay. It's amazing how much I'm shaking. Too much Pepsi.
Camera shy.
Well, that too. I apologize for my voice in advance. Can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Since this is the front of the car, its face, so to speak, I'm going to detail that up a little bit. Again, give it some character and personality. If any of you have seen my 49 Woody wagon that I weathered and has a fairly modern Ford V8 small block in it, blown, that's similar to what I'm going to do with this model. Like a resto rod or whatever the heck they call them. So that's kind of the theme I'm going to be going for. Outside's going to be crappy and cruddy looking, but the underneath and drivetrain and interior will be nice. And because I didn't let that dry, it's starting to bubble up on me, which is fine. I'm just simply going over some of these spots just to make them a little darker. Alright. Trunk area should be dry, so we're going to hit that again. And alright. You say we have plenty of time to do the rest?
Yeah, we got like 25 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'll do this other fender and then we'll start adding the other colors. I don't want these fenders to match. You know, I am painting this on, but I don't want it to look like a paint job. So, this one I'm going to bring all the way up to the headlight bucket. And a little bit across there.